What do you need to know about checking in at your all-inclusive? You may be headed on spring break this weekend and are going to be checking into your resort. What should you do at check-in? That's what we're going to be talking about today. I am Mandy Horn, the Traveling Compass. You can find me across all your major social media channels as that. And if you're not familiar with me, I am a travel agent, which basically makes me a personal travel shopper. So you could have a personal shopper for clothing. You can have a personal shopper for travel that is complimentary and builds in travel expertise. That's me. So I do these videos as a way to help my clients get ready to travel the world, to travel smart, travel well. And today we're talking about all-inclusive. So I have lots of people who are getting ready to travel all over the world for the next weekend for spring break. And many of them are headed to all-inclusives. This video is part of a series of videos that I have done on all-inclusives. And it should be the last one that I think we're doing before spring break this year. But we're talking about what you do when you show up. So you're all ready, you're all packed. What do you do when you show up at the resort? And sometimes people don't know. They haven't gotten that far. They've prepped, they've packed, but they've not thought about what do I do with this whole process of when I get to my hotel. So we're going to go through the check-in checklist. The first thing that we're going to talk about when you get to your resort or your all-inclusive is to get your coupons or credits. Now, sometimes some resorts don't do this, but some resorts offer some kind of coupon booklet. When you booked, you were getting some kind of deal, or they have resort credits that are built in. Make sure you're clear on that. Ask the person checking you in about it. If you're supposed to get your book, or sometimes you have to go to a different desk in order to get the book, go ahead and find out what you need to do if you have any coupons or credits that you need to be picking up. If it's just a blank resort credit, make sure you understand how to go about using it and what all options are available. Typically, there's people that schedule those things at the resort. So go ahead and find that out. Next up, when you check in, you want to get your reservations. If your resort takes dining reservations, you'll want to get those set up immediately. If you can't do it before you come, you'll want to do it as soon as you get on property to make sure that you can eat at all the places that you want to eat. And even if your resort does not take reservations, know that sometimes Japanese restaurants, in particular teppanyaki, still take reservations. Make sure you ask if there's a Japanese restaurant on site that you want to eat at, if you need reservations for that. Or sometimes there's just one restaurant that's like a French restaurant or something that needs them. Make sure you ask if there's anything that they need to have reserved ahead of time. And then also go ahead and make reservations, if you haven't already, for the spa or any tours that you want to do, so that you have all of that taken care of ahead of time and have everything set for the rest of your trip. The next on the checklist is to look at an activity schedule. A lot of resorts have like a big giant board where they will list everything that is going to go on that week. Make sure that you go ahead and check that board, see if there's anything that you're interested in doing, and if some of them require reservations, get it done. So sometimes cooking classes or spinning yoga or whatever require that you sign up, even if it's included as part of the activity. So make sure that you look at an activity schedule, understand like when the water sports center is open, if you're thinking about taking a kayak out or that kind of thing, so that you know what to expect as you head to look at your activities. Next on your checklist is going to be meeting your butler. Now, you may or may not have a butler, but if you're staying at a resort in a room category where there is a butler, make sure you meet them your first day there and understand how you're supposed to communicate with them. Some resorts have an app. Some resorts have, a phone. There's different ways of communicating. So make sure you understand. Some just call front desk. So make sure you understand how you are supposed to meet your butler if you have one, and use him. My favorite way on how to use a butler is having them set up your beach chairs like in the morning, so that you don't have to get up and claim your spot by the pool. They will typically do that for you and make all your dinner reservations. So if you have a butler, make sure that you're making good use of them on that first day. The next one up is going to be look at a map. So of the resort, sometimes they're on big billboards throughout the resort. Sometimes they hand you a paper one when you check in. Whatever it is, make sure you take a look at the map and understand the layout, where the major restaurants are, where your room block is located so you can find your way back, and just in general, where you can't go, where you're supposed to be, so that you're familiar with the resort and what it has to offer. You'd hate to be halfway through the week and go, oh man, there's this whole cool quiet pool over here I didn't know about that I wanted to use. So look at a map the first day so that you understand what's going on. Next up is going to be schedule your return transfer. Now, you may not be able to do this. Sometimes they make you wait until like 48 hours or 24 hours beforehand, but oftentimes your transfer company will have a desk inside your hotel, and you can meet with them immediately to confirm your return transfer, your flight times, and all of that, just so that you don't forget. Sometimes people forget and don't realize, oh, I never did that. You get into vacation mode and you totally forget. So schedule your return transfer. And finally, deal with the timeshare. Now, this is not true at all properties, but some properties do have a timeshare sales system, and they will often present that as like a presentation breakfast, or make sure you talk with us about our special upcoming upgrades and inclusives. This is often a timeshare presentation. They're often very aggressive, and sometimes they will offer you something to come. So they'll give you resort credit, spa treatment, something if you come. But if that's something you want to do, get signed up for that and do it. But do know that they are very, very aggressive about it and pushy. So I will leave that there. But if that is not for you, just make sure you're really clear and just continue to say no. No one should hijack your vacation while you have paid to be there. So just continue to say no. Sometimes they'll call your room and continue to say, hey, you haven't signed up for our breakfast. Just ignore it if you don't want to go to the timeshare presentation. But do know that if you go, that will be a very hardcore presentation, generally speaking. Some people enjoy that. My sister loves to haggle with them. She'll go do that. I don't enjoy that on vacation, so I typically do not do that. But make sure that you take care of that and either get out of it or attend as you would so wish. Those are my check-in checklist for all-inclusives. I hope that everyone has safe travels this weekend as we head off to spring break. If you have any questions about what to do when you check in, please feel free to leave them for me in the comments, and I would love to get to help you with that. You can find me across all your major social media channels as The Traveling Compass, or if you would like to work with me on your next trip, feel free to email me at mandy@globaldreamvacations.com, and I will put my expertise to work for you. Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.